Hi, I'm Parveen Padin, co-founder of MyAster.
I'm Nam Tom, one of the other co-founders of MyAster.
So MyAster removes anxiety. MyAster removes anxiety, uncertainty of managing your kids' activities by making sure your plan goes as planned. So you might be wondering, how does it remove anxiety and uncertainty? So here we go. MyAster helps parents and kids see the schedule of their after-school activities. This schedule is entered by teachers and coaches in one place. Help parents organize carpooling with just 4 clicks. Let you see all your kids' schedules in one place. Provide a place for parents and teachers to provide that feedback for your children. It also makes the payment processing very easy with just 4 clicks. So if you are one of those parents who wants all your kids' activity schedules in the palm of your hand, without you entering a single entry into Google Calendar, then MyAster is an app for you. How many times have you taken a kid to an activity, not knowing what they are working in the class or what they're learning in the class? Many teachers are busy and don't have the time to talk to us in detail. So MyAster provides that place for teachers and coaches to provide that feedback on your children. If you're stuck in traffic or at work, how awesome it would be if you can just make carpooling requests with just 4 clicks. It is just as easy as just making 4 clicks. You can sit anywhere and know how much each of your kids' activity cost, and set up reminders, make the payments by just using the phone through the app. So this is all about how it works for parents and kids. Now, how is it advantageous for the coaches and teachers? So when the parents and kids know where and when to go, it will help the turnout of the classes. And it will also make sure the coach's plan goes as planned. So Adnan will share our journey, how it all started.
So the story of Aster all started 2 years ago when I was in 8th grade.
That was his hairstyle back then.
I had just started playing tennis, and when we first enrolled, we received a paper schedule that had the location and time for each of the practices. But it was just our luck that out of each of the 5 different practices for that week, that they were all at a different time and location. So for the first few months, everything went great. I was so excited to be playing a sport, and I kept this paper with me at all times. But a few months later, the initial excitement faded, and I started to lose this paper a lot. Now once you lose this paper, you're always late to your classes, and you often completely miss your tournaments. The coaches who are busy themselves can't respond to any of your calls. These types of situations cause a lot of anxiety, and unfortunately led to many arguments between me and my mom as to whose fault it was. Now, my parents were already in app development, and I soon realized that this problem could be fixed with an app. Schedule, which was born out of the idea that you could put this paper schedule into the form of an app and help a lot of people, came about. We wanted everyone at the tennis academy to start using Schedule, and after a couple months, I started hearing from parents, some of whom I had never talked to before, about how much stress Schedule had taken out of their lives. Now MyAster today has built upon the idea of Schedule by not only putting all of your activity schedules in one place, but by allowing a place where you can receive feedback, and so your coaches and teachers can write notes so you can help further improve in the skill you're learning. And I wanted to make sure that I would never miss a class again, so we put it in a place where mom can easily request a carpooling option, still make the class on time. And a big thing that my tennis coach always said is that the check should be there on the first of the month. My mom, like usual, always forgets to bring it. So we wanted a place where we can just easily pay through the app.
After 2 years, here we are. Currently, we are working. We are beta testing with a couple of dance and tennis academies and few private schools. We will be the next releases of MyAster will provide a place where coach can sit anywhere through the app, can create a schedule of where the classes are. So the next would be the payment processing, where the parents can make easy payments through an app with just 4 clicks. And also the ride sharing with 4 clicks. In all this presentation, I was mentioning about 4 clicks. Reason is, we want to make sure, we made a conscious effort by making sure that we made this process as easy as possible. Thank you all for coming. We really appreciate your time and love your feedback.
We would love if you could connect us with any religious, fine arts, or sports organizations in our schools that you think that MyAster could help.
So we are right now on Android and iOS app, and our website is myaster.co. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you so much. Who wants to start with questions?
I was gonna say fantastic idea, and I just commend you for solving a problem in your own life, and then taking it and saying, you know what, I can do this, and I can bring my son in, and we can have our own family business. I'm just loving it over here, I'm just stargazing. I was gonna say, you guys are probably on Facebook. All right. Do you guys I'm just asking. Do you guys just share the different educational groups, like colleges?
Right now, we were doing face-to-face marketing. So we are looking for companies who can do digital marketing. So we are getting the proposals from the marketing companies, local to St. Louis.
I was going to say, and then I can pass it on, but there's for example, SIUE,
okay.
Every year there is a different Facebook group made from SIUE 17, SIUE 18, SIUE 19, okay. SIUE 20 for the graduating year, okay. And all those kids would benefit from an app like this, I got class at this time, but I got to go to my fraternity thing at this time. I got, those are a lot of things that you can just do for free,
yeah.
And just, share, go through a message with maybe a marketing consultant for
sure.
an hour, and then, type of a message, and then be able to just share it to the group for a very cheap advertising. You can reach 1,000 people just by sharing it for free.
Thank you. That's we'll try that. Can we talk after we? Yeah, sure. Thank you so much.
How does it work? I coach a high school team, and sometimes you have to push a game back or do this. So does it push out notifications the second something's changed? Because that's half the problem we have is we communicate via Twitter, and if the parents aren't kind of constantly on Twitter, then it doesn't happen. So that's the main feature.
Yeah. So the feature is if there is any class changes or any cancellations, the coach can send a push notifications, and it will be seen by the parents. The text messaging, emails can be lost, but the push notification is the one it will pop up. So that's what we are aiming for. We had the same problem. So,
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
So how is it monetized? Is it a subscription service, or how does this work?
The institutions will be paying by a per student basis. So for the first 10 students, it'll be free. And after that, they'll pay by per student.
Will you include ads? In other words, like the candy companies and the soda companies and everybody that's trying to reach that particular market?
We haven't thought about that yet, but it's a good idea.
Have you guys approached any EdTech organizations for partnerships?
Tech organizations?
Educational tech, EdTech organizations like?
Right now we are working with private schools only, but because we realize that public schools we have to go through a lot of loops and holes. If you know anybody
I do.
any contacts, then that would help for us.
I would love to help you out.
Yeah,
I'm
sure,
also
thank
in
you.
marketing, so.
Sure.
But yeah, let's talk after this.
Sure, thanks.
Okay. Other question?
So you said you're in beta. Do you have a specific goal or something you're working towards currently?
Yeah, the goal is to, with beta testing, we want to get as many schools and as many dance academies, tennis academies. And the next stage would be in 3 weeks we will be releasing a place where coaches can do that on their phone research. Right now we are providing them a web platform. So we have a technology roadmap till 2020, how it will all go. Sure, thanks.
Sorry, another question here. The biggest thing I think you're gonna run into is, quite frankly, a lot of parents are gonna be scared of, I don't want someone being able to hack into this and find exactly where my child is going to be at all times. And so, I mean, to some extent, it's a technology problem. Unless this is a question as much as a comment. It's a technology problem on one hand. It's also a marketing problem. That, I mean, parents have to be, I mean, you're a parent, you understand that you don't want some third party knowing where your child is at all the time. You want to be the only person that really, you and a couple other people want to be the only person. So I think from a marketing standpoint, you really need to think that through, as well as I'm sure that your encryption and everything, sure all your technology is going to be rock solid. That's a given. But I think you really need to think of that from the marketing standpoint as well.
To answer your concern, the parents will log into the app. So the user ID and the password will be the parents. That the first stage of production. If they share the password after downloading the app, then so. But we'll take. That's a good suggestion. Thank you.
I was going to say because one of the things that my company's development roadmap is an app that we are actually we're trying. Well, we have a plan for that situation because we're dealing in the foster care community. And what we're doing is that whenever you sign up for that, you can't get into it until the company services and okays it, and that means that they sign up with the team, and then the coach will verify that person. And I think that would be the best practice in there, so that third party can't get in there unless they're already accepted by the community and the company.
Is there a limit to the amount of activities that one child can be in?
No, there's no limit.
So you can have a tennis team and a soccer team and
Yeah, there's no limit.
Only by the child. There's a limit, but your app isn't going to put the limit on it.
One thing you might want to think about also, because my family has been my nieces and nephews are all swimmers, and so from elementary up to Division I schools, there's a lot of division of labor that the parents have to do. Like, people have to deal with snacks, people have to deal with rides, people have to deal with organization. Right now, my sister-in-law, who runs actually Purdue's swimming program, it's all done on an Excel spreadsheet and Twitter. So just something to think about, maybe having that option, because that's something that a parent has to go through, organizing, figuring out who's going to do what for the team at any given day.
I agree with you on that. Because my daughter is also in swim team, we realize what all the things. So we have in the roadmap certain stage volunteering option, and then we can then it will coordinate what people needs to bring and whose responsibility is what. Thank you.
Why did you name it MyAster?
Aster is the name of the star. So we want to create stars from our children by making sure the information is available to the parents so that they can get, and the feedback that the coaches can provide that will help improve the performance of the kids.
Hi, great presentation. The question I had is, so if there's multiple events at the same time slot, will it send a notification to the phone saying, hey, there's a conflict here, make sure you're taking care of it, or letting people know?
If there is a the parents can set up a reminders of when the events is. So you will get 2 notifications regarding if there are 2 events at the same time, and the coach can also send a notification regarding that. Thank you.
Sorry.
As everybody said, great presentation. I love the idea. The only thing I just got to ask for you is, first of all, actually two questions. How long have you been running, and what is the next step for you to expand your current reach?
So this all started 2 years back. We created an MVP called Schedule. Then we realized that with one activity, if it helps us so much, then we can have all the activities at one place. That's when MyAster came into being. We released it in December of 2017. So the next stage is we want to make it easier for the coaches to create a schedule. Right now they have to do it on a web platform. So instead of that, they can create it by using their phone. So we want to get as many users as possible. That's where we'll know the real when everybody's using it. So that's what. But we have a definite roadmap of all the releases. The only thing we are not sure about, or we want help about, is marketing and sales. So what all the things are involved, that's what we need the community's help.
Other questions for the Ask MyAster team? Okay, well, thank you so much for sharing with us this